And a big thank you to Desert Financial Credit Union for sponsoring the KRIM Community Spotlight Program. Good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Thursday morning, or as we like to call it here, thanks to Randy Roberson, Friday Eve. That's right, tomorrow is Friday. For some of you, though, maybe today's your Friday. And I know we have in the studio today a couple ladies from the Payson Unified School District, and I think it maybe is their Friday. I don't know, we'll find out. But for our students, today is their Friday. So today in the studio, we're talking with Greta Cox, a preschool coordinator for Payson Unified School District, and Katrina Sacco. Oh my gosh, I was practicing before the program. I even made a little rhyme, and it didn't work. So Katrina Sacco, Director of Curriculum, Instruction, and Assessment for Payson Unified School District. So good morning, ladies. How are you both doing this morning?
Good morning. We're doing well.
Doing well. Excited about being on the radio, being on KRIM. We're also streaming live on our KRIM FM Facebook page. So if you want to see our smiling faces, just go to our Facebook page, and there we are. And you can watch us. Kind of like, the zoo. That's what I feel like sometimes, like, hey, here we go, here we are. But today we're going to be talking about the preschool, and this is a new program. Or talking before our show, you said that, it was offered by the school, but now the facility on Westerly, which it is a 1008 South Westerly Road, is a new facility, and that's very exciting because it is a much needed program for the community, isn't it?
Yes, we've needed preschool for quite a long time. Head Start used to be in that building, and they left, and Payson was able to refurbish it, make it beautiful, and now we have this wonderful facility where we house 2 preschool programs. We have 2 teachers there teaching 2 AM and PM classes.
There we go. Paint it purple, make it pretty, put a Longhorn on it, and boom!
Exactly.
you got the little Longhorn preschool.
Yes.
No, that is great. So, I guess one of the questions that people might have, are there openings? Do you have room for more preschoolers?
Yes, we are accepting preschoolers right now. We've had 2 this week already register and enroll. So every week we seem to have a new kid show up. We can house up to 80 students in the building, so 40 and 40. So we have definite room, more in the afternoon than in the morning, but we have room in both sessions.
Gotcha. And now what are the ages?
3, 4, and 5.
3, 4, and 5.
So 5 if they don't miss the September 1st cutoff for kindergarten.
Okay. And how would parents go about registering or looking into registering their children?
So they can go to the PUSD website.
Okay.
There's information there. They can enroll their students there. If they have questions, they can call us at 928-468-2660, and that would be Allie Cambier, who would help them with the enrollment process as well, or answer any questions.
Okay. And if you're watching on our Facebook Live today, and you have questions or comments, please, put them up on our live here. We'd love to hear from you. So again, just a great need that is being filled in our community by Payson Unified School District. Katrina, what has your involvement been in getting this established?
Well, I've been with the district this is my 3rd year, and the first year I came, I was a little bit surprised that we didn't have a preschool program for non-disabled children. We began adding some peers to our program. We had eliminated doing so due to capacity issues in our SPED preschool, and then COVID hit, and then fast forward, we didn't have any options at all, and we saw private preschools shutting down as well. So Lisa Evans, who used to be our director of special education, and Leah Engler, Kathy Manning, Linda Gibson, and myself maybe I'm forgetting somebody, but I think that was kind of the core crew that began brainstorming around, probably August of last year, and thinking about how we could, A, gauge interest in the community, and B, build a program. And then Jennifer Murphy took over for Lisa Evans, and she's been a champion for the preschool ever since. We got Greta on board, and she's kind of running with it and making it her own.
There you go. And when you arrived here 3 years ago, where did you come to Payson from?
I came from the Verde Valley.
Okay. Wow. So Verde Valley, a little bit different, a kind of a younger demographic in Verde Valley?
Yeah, no.
Slightly? No. Really? No.
I think it's actually pretty similar. A lot of retired people, and then also some working families, and people that love the outdoors.
Yeah, so similar in that regard. Yeah, to Payson. But they did have a preschool. The school district had a preschool program there.
Yes.
Okay.
It was something that it's hard to put together a preschool. There's a lot of different regulations that are not the same as regular schools.
Gotcha.
So I participated along with my superintendent in the last district in making sure that we had high quality preschool options, because we believe and we know from research that it's really critical for the development of kids and for them to do well in school later on. So big part of my job is to promote student achievement in PUSD K-12. And so when I'm really looking at preschool needs, I'm thinking about it from a student achievement and a student kind of well-being. Can they interact with other kids? Trying to make it a little easier on our kindergarten teachers, having Greta get them ready.
Now, with preschool, you mentioned the ages, Greta, 3, 4, and 5. Has it been like that for a while, where it's been offered to 3 and 4-year-olds? Because I seem to remember when I was young, a long time ago, or even our children, some of our older children, when they were young, it seemed like maybe 5, was preschool, but the 3 and 4, it was more, I guess, daycare or different programs, but not so much something offered by a school district. Am I just remembering that incorrectly, or has it been like that for a long time?
I went to pre-kindergarten, they used to call it, in the Mesa School District, and it was just 1 year before kindergarten. As long as I've been an educator, most programs are open to 3-year-olds, and the kind of distinction is whether or not they're potty trained or not. That's for a non-disabled student. A 3-year-old can come once they're potty trained, and then for disabled kids, they don't need to be potty trained necessarily. Gotcha. It's just their right to attend preschool.
Gotcha.
And what we've learned over time is we have a legal requirement to serve our disabled kids at the age of 3. And then we as a field have learned over time that students with disabilities perform better and make more progress with non-disabled peers. So I wonder, I wasn't part of this, but I wonder if that was kind of the jump when we started including peers for the sake of those disabled kids and non-disabled kids alike.
Yeah, because I know, thinking back, let me see, late 90s, serving overseas, and in Belgium, our one child, he was 3, and even before he turned 3, it was an option to be in a preschool, and that wasn't something that was offered to our other, older child when we were back in here in Arizona. Yeah, I think it was maybe 5 or 4 or 5, but we thought, wow, this is great getting started, a little earlier. So that was really good. Also thinking back to when I was younger, it might have been an option, but I wasn't potty trained yet, so it took me a while.
Well, and I was gonna say, I taught for Gilbert. I did teach preschool in Gilbert, and we did 3 to 4 as well, the same age, and we had typical peers, and it does make a huge difference having those students inclusive, having them all together. It does help expectations. Kids kind of rise up to those. But we also had a pre-kinder, like those 4 or 5-year-olds that kind of missed the cutoff. But they're a little more advanced in preschool, but not quite ready for kinder. So they had that program down there as well. But so here we just have preschool.
Gotcha. So it'd be great to hear about your experience before being the preschool coordinator here in Payson. Was that your first experience in Gilbert?
So I taught special education for
Okay.
Gilbert for 15 years.
Wow.
4 of those years were preschool.
Mhm.
The other years were a self-contained program.
Mhm.
And then I moved to Payson 8 years ago and taught special ed at Payson Elementary. And then I did 1 year of regular ed kindergarten, and that was awesome. Great experience. Really showed me what regular ed students need to know in kinder, like what the basis is, where they should be at to go to first grade. So that helped me with my resource students, my special ed students, on how to get them ready also. So that was an awesome experience. So this is my 23rd year of education. And
Wow.
yeah, so it's
You
been
just
awesome.
have a little bit of experience.
Just a little bit.
A skosh.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
23. So obviously you love working with children.
I do. I love the littles.
Yeah.
My very first year, I taught 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and I realized very quickly they were awesome. They got my sarcasm, and they were fun to interact with. But
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, I need the little guys. So
I
yeah.
need the littles back in my life.
yes,
You know, these guys, nah, someone
they still
else
like
is-
me.
They
Yeah.
still- Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, children, they get to a certain age and then you're not funny anymore.
Mhm.
You're just corny. They don't want to listen to you. They just, I guess like the little attitudes
Mhm.
start, you know. Come on. Parents, we know how it is. But, so yeah, the little ones,
Mhm.
it's, yeah, can be really good.
Mhm.
Well, that is great. So, when did the preschool, when did it open? When did it start on Westerly?
Very first day of school, August 1st.
Okay,
was our
so
first day
this
of
year.
school, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. So we've been open first day of school. We're following the PUSD calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, we're hoping to be all inclusive. So all 4 preschools, Westerly and JRE, will have special ed and general education students in their programs.
Okay.
So we wanted to get up and running and get students in, and then work on getting all the campuses the same.
Mm-hmm. So when you opened the beginning of school, first day of school, how many preschoolers did you have enrolled at that time?
I believe we had about 20, and
Wow.
we're up to 32.
Okay.
So we're gradual
Yeah.
steps. We're getting there. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. And then at JRE, approximately how many students are in the program there?
They have
Preschool.
about 25, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, they're a little bit smaller, but again, they only have special ed students. So all their students are getting special services.
Wow. That is great. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking with Greta Cox, the preschool coordinator for Payson Unified School District, and Katrina Sacco.
Sacco.
There we go. I got it. Director of Curriculum, Instruction, and Assessment for PUSD. So, Katrina, can you share a little bit? You shared your involvement in getting this going, but with your title, Director of Curriculum, Instruction, and Assessment, that sounds very broad. So it sounds like you're involved in quite a few things with the school district.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I consider myself a generalist, so I have my hands in a lot of different things, but I'm kind of act as a coach or work alongside people that are either starting new things like our preschool or continuing to monitor and get better at the things that we're already doing. I work really closely with the instructional coaches at each site, as well as the principals and district leadership team. My main focus is to promote student achievement and student success. So I look at our programming and the tools that we're using, the needs of our teachers, the strategies instructionally that we're employing in our classrooms, do a lot of walkthroughs and see what's happening actually between teachers and kids, and think about professional development and how we can move the needle on what we're doing to make sure that our kids are getting the best experience that they can.
Wow. So I can see where, yes, you'd definitely be involved in almost all of the programs at the school, really, and assisting wherever you can.
It comes in waves. I think that there's a lot of things that I'm always involved with, but then little initiatives that I work with along the way that I think or the team thinks will be beneficial to our students in the end.
I remember Lisa Evans coming in last year, I believe, and she talked a little bit about her role, and then and she was on her way out. She was going to be leaving, but she brought in, I believe,
No, Jacqueline.
Jacqueline, yeah, counselor? Or
Jacqueline's our social worker.
social worker, that's right. And the school district had not had a social worker before, and they were just talking about the role that she played and the need that she filled, being there, for students, and I'd imagine, assisting faculty, teachers in different programs. And it sounds like you're, obviously a different role, but similar in that you're taking a little bit off the plate of different faculty and teachers in different programs.
Yeah, I could see it that way. The only problem is that sometimes I have to put more on the plate of some people. There's a lot of work to be done.
Yes.
And I hate being the person that does that, but for us to make progress, we're always pushing forward, looking for the next thing that's going to push our kids forward. Whereas Jacqueline, she's amazing, and I've sat in several meetings where she just pipes up like, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the one that meets with that kid for 1 hour every week, and I'm going to make that happen for you guys. Don't you worry about it. My role sometimes is more like in the brainstorming and looking to the research to see what will make an impact. And I like to think we all work together, and I think that most of the time I try to make people's lives easier. Yes.
Oh yeah, and I can see it being a case where you referenced a plate. So if somebody doesn't want their peas, but they want Brussels sprouts. Hey, okay, here you need to have these Brussels sprouts. I'll take some of your peas off your plate. So a little give and take.
Yes, absolutely.
That's better than just adding to people's plates. Saying, oh, you need to have this as well. Here you go. Have fun with that. No, that's something, having Payson Unified School District, different faculty members coming on monthly, and working closely with the school, with sporting events and different events. It definitely is a case where all of the programs, all of the teachers, all of the staff, they have a lot on their plate. They're doing a lot, just because that's how it is in a rural community. And it's not just like that for the school district, but for the town, the county, different organizations. You just find yourself wearing a lot of hats and doing a lot of things.
Right. We have really committed, wonderful teachers and staff, and one of the things that I try really hard to do is look for high yield strategies. So things that when we trade those peas for Brussels sprouts, we're hoping that the Brussels sprouts will do a better job at what we're doing. We'll get more like something more out of it, right?
Gotcha. A better reaction, like yeah, these Brussels sprouts are working. Those peas, not so much. Oh, that's good. And it's good to have someone that's looking at that, because it's kind of the analogy of sawing down the tree with a dull saw, and you just keep sawing and sawing, and you're not making as much progress. But when you can step back and take the opportunity to sharpen the saw, it takes time away from you doing your task. But when you get back to it, it's that much more efficient, and you make much more progress.
Yes, that is what we're always looking for. That's a good kind of visual there too.
Yeah. Hey, there we go. A lot better than the peas and Brussels sprouts. So I know. Some of them, I use the shotgun approach. With things, just throw them out there. Some of them work.
See what happens.
See what happens. There you go. Bree Mott, I believe.
Yes.
Bria Mott. She commented and she said, "Mrs. Cox is the best," with a big smiley face too.
Yes. Thank you.
There you go.
She's a great parent.
Yeah, you have fans. Greta, you have fans.
Well, talking about hats, I'm the preschool coordinator, but I'm also teaching. So I teach the sessions as well. So,
gotcha.
And something else to bring up that I was thinking as we were sitting here, we are a tuition-based program.
Okay.
So it is $250 a month, but it is prorated on, like, March would not be as much because we have a 2-week spring break.
Gotcha.
So depending on the month, but basically it's $250 a month. We are working with Quality First to try and get some scholarships and some funding to help those families in need or those who can't afford it as much. So that's something we're looking into, but just to throw that out there as well.
Well, and the alternative for this age group would be daycare. and there's obviously cost to daycare, so $250 a month. And what are the hours of the preschool?
We are 8 to 10:30.
8 to 10:30.
12:30 to 3.
Okay, so there's 2 sessions
Yes.
or 2 groups, so a
Yes.
morning group and then an afternoon group?
Correct.
Gotcha. So that was 8 to 10:30?
30.
So 2.5 hours.
Mhm.
Okay.
Some students arrive as early as 7:30 if
Okay.
they ride the bus. So
Okay.
some get a little extended time.
Gotcha.
And then same with afternoon. Some kids arrive at noon. So,
Mhm.
but yes, right now it's 2.5 hours.
Wow. And during that time, I guess run me through maybe a typical day as a teacher.
Sure. So they first come in, they get to play. They, they hang up their backpacks, they do their morning routine, they interact with each other. And then as soon as everyone's there, we start with a calendar, a morning song, talk about the day, what's going on. And then we do fundations.
Foundations.
Yes.
I love that word.
Yes,
I mean,
and
you
it
made
is.
that
It's
up.
fun.
Did you make it up?
No, it's an actual thing.
No.
Yes. So,
Is it?
Yes.
Foundations.
So they use it at Payson Elementary, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's learning the letters. So it's A, apple, A. And we practice the name, the sound. There's a little owl that goes with it called Baby Echo. They all love him.
Why didn't you do that with me before the program? So I
Right,
could get
so
a
you could
name
name
right.
right.
Yeah, Sacco, right? Sacco. Yeah, you could have done a little song.
Right?
Yeah.
So we do a little group and then we break into centers. So they'll be play-based. I have an assistant with me and she'll run an arts or craft area.
Mhm.
We have a STEAM area, and then
Oh,
with
wow.
me, they get their academics, learning letters and numbers. We have snack, we have recess, and then a closing circle to say goodbye, and that's pretty much the quick 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, that is great. There's a lot of activity during that time.
Yes, the kids do great. We're
Mhm.
learning a lot of social skills, like
Mhm.
Trina had mentioned earlier, how to share, how to
Mhm.
ask for things, how to interact.
Mhm.
That's a big part of our day.
Yes.
Just because some of
Oh,
these
yeah.
kids have not been around other friends.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but it's fun. I mean, they're doing great. The kids interact really well. They're fun to watch. We're getting a new playground in
Mhm.
March. It was supposed to happen over Christmas break, but the snow.
Mm,
Yes.
Yeah.
It was supposed to happen.
I know, but the snow happened.
The snow happened.
Yes.
We're
So,
very disappointed it's
I
taken
know.
us long, but we're very
Spring break,
excited
we're getting
about
a new
it.
playground.
Okay. Nice.
But the kids are happy with what they have.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun.
Oh wow, that's yeah, that is. It sounds great. And again, you might have a great daycare program, or the person is doing a lot with the children, but it sounds like they can definitely get a lot more with these programs and the interaction. That's where I think that's really good. Is it easy for you to tell which children have older siblings, which are only children, which
It
are
is.
the oldest?
Yes, it's been very
Yeah.
interesting. Well, just with COVID also, a
Uh-huh.
lot of they haven't been out or,
Oh,
a part of things. But it is interesting to see who has siblings,
Mhm.
who's a single, an only child.
Yeah.
Or who has big families. They may have
Oh,
cousins or
yeah.
they go to, functions with other people. So you
Yeah.
definitely can tell who is
Yeah.
where. Yeah,
Through the interaction.
For
when
sure.
when they get in there.
yes.
Wow. No, that's great. And again, there is room
Yes.
for more children. So if you're listening and you didn't know about this preschool program, well, now you do. And to get more information, you can go to the website, and that is PUSD10.org.
.org.
Okay. And there's also a number
Yes.
that you gave that you can call as well.
928-468-2660.
All right. And if you wanted to visit the facility, are you able to do that?
Yes, they
Okay.
can. It would be best to call ahead
Okay.
just to make sure, because sometimes we
Yeah.
have screenings or
Mhm.
we have something going on. But yes, they are more than welcome to stop in and see our building.
Wow. Well, this is great. I'm so thankful. I'm sure a lot of parents are very thankful that the school district, undertook this project and did all of the research. And as you said, Katrina, starting a preschool isn't just a straightforward thing, or it's not as easy as some might think, just with all the rules and just different things that you need to consider. So I think this is going to be a very valuable service to our community.
We certainly hope so. We hope that we keep on getting more and more kids and that we have a really robust preschool program within the next couple of years, getting those kiddos ready for PES.
No, and I think it is also great, the interaction, just the interaction with other kids in a more controlled environment. Just not like maybe like a Lord of the Flies scenario when, you know, kids are told, okay, just go play with each other here, go do your own thing, and not the structure really sometimes. So this is good. Well, anything else you would like to add about the program?
I know kindergarten teachers are very happy that we are starting the preschool.
Yeah.
Plus we're utilizing things that they are using. So when they go to kinder, they'll be, oh, I know this. We use this in preschool. We use Capturing Kids' Hearts, which is a district-wide program. So just the communication between the two, we'll meet with kindergarten teachers and say, here are your students coming up next year. Here's, you know, good placement for them, or maybe work with them here or there. So all collaboration from us to kinder is a great thing also.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but that has to be, you know, wonderful, you know, a lot better for the kindergarten teachers, instead of just getting a student in that just didn't have that opportunity, you know, and wasn't exposed to, you know, those curriculums or certain things, and they're kind of coming in and maybe a little rough around the edges, where you can help polish them a little bit, before they get to kindergarten. No, that is great. Well, it's about that time, 10:30.
Awesome.
So yes, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for all you're doing with the preschool students here in Payson.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes,
thank you.
And it's great, you know, the fan club. I love it. It is the best. So that is good. Well, thank you everyone for listening this morning and watching us on our KRIM live video. Time to get back to the music with some Styx, Jay Giles Band, The Who, and more. But first, let's get a quick update from the National Weather Service.
Payson and surrounding areas are now.
There we go.
So you have that already decided, like what you're going to play all day?
Yeah.
Do you do it? You go through and make a spreadsheet, or what do you do?
No, it's a broadcast program.
Okay.
So there's broadcast programs where you basically have all your songs, and we'll